Thursday, November 20th. So Bethune, we will see you there. Go to the association. The Lakers 8-3 to start the season, and LeBron James has yet to step onto the court. Luka Doncic has taken over in his absence, seemingly unlocked another level to his game, which is scary. Austin Reeves has also shined in a bigger role, and this dynamic duo has Lakers fans thinking, obviously, big things for the future. Now, Luka leads the league with 37 points in his 7 games this season, with Reeves not far behind, scoring just over 30 points per game. So LeBron, itching to come back, and it'll be sooner rather than later. When he does return, Stephen A., what kind of impact is he going to have on this squad?
This is very interesting. We only got a quick point, so I'm going to make it very, very quick. LeBron James is the most interesting and compelling story in the NBA right now because of this reason. The Lakers are winning without him. Luka Doncic is a leading candidate for league MVP honors without him. Austin Reeves is averaging 30 without him, and the Lakers are winning without him. When you come back, we know what a basketball savant LeBron James is. We all know that. But because of Austin Reeves, he ain't going to affect Luka because Luka's going to have the ball in his hands and Luka's going to do what Luka does. But how LeBron James plays is going to determine, in large part, the success of Austin Reeves moving forward. So can he fit in, fit out? What you going to do? How are you going to do it? That's going to be the interesting part, because if he does it right, the Lakers, at the very least, could end up in the conference finals against Oklahoma City. That's what we're talking about here. That's how significant LeBron James' return could end up being for the Lakers.
Wagyu, what do you think?
I'm going to give LeBron benefit of the doubt. I think he's one of the most cerebral basketball players that this game has ever seen, and he'll figure out a way to allow Austin Reeves to continue doing what he's doing. Remember, we used to get on this guy for making the right plays early in his career as opposed to taking shots to try to hit game winners. But I'm going to get to this point now. I think LeBron understands that this team is young and they're moving in a direction of where they'll be without him. He needs to come in and help facilitate. And if winning the NBA championship is his main priority and goal, he's going to make sure that Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic feel like they are the driving force for this football team, with all of us knowing how important LeBron is going to be if they have a chance to win a championship.
I agree 100%. I expect LeBron to fit in perfectly. I understand there's a little pressure on him because they've played well, and Doncic has been great. Reeves, he had some 50-point games already this year?
51 against Sacramento.
51. I expect LeBron to hang in there pretty good. Houston's good. Denver's very good. Oklahoma City is great.
San Antonio.
And San Antonio. But they're a little young.
Yeah, they're a little young, but Wembanyama is playing like...
Oh, he's unbelievable. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. He has been. But still, you got to figure Denver, OKC, Lakers, and maybe Houston are the 4 best teams in the conference. And I'll tell you something right now, too. Oklahoma City last night, they killed the Warriors. And the Warriors brought everybody there. And they were up by 45 points at the end of the third quarter. They're almost trying to prove to people that last year was not a fluke.
Well, they're not. Listen, they got the best record in basketball right now. Oklahoma City ain't worried about a damn thing. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is just going out there being who he is and reminding you there's levels to this, and I'm on it, okay? But if Luka continues to look the way that he looks and Austin Reeves isn't compromised and LeBron is who we know him to be, it can get very interesting.
Doncic has 260 points through 7 games so far this season.
By the way.
And don't forget a couple years ago what Luka was able to do against OKC. Even in losing the series.
He beat him.
He beat him in the playoffs. And by the way, that's why Nico Harrison got fired. It ain't just because Dallas is 3-8 and Anthony Davis is only playing in 14.
Luka's playing great. Yeah.
It's because Luka is looking phenomenal. That's why Nico's out.
I agree with you. All right, coming up on First Take, Caleb
Durant spoke up, and the coaching situation's a little awkward, and Kevin Durant's basically trolling his dad courtside, telling him, we know your kid doesn't want to be here, yada, yada. And his games, he's there, but he seems to be checked out, shooting about 28% from the field. So is it panic button time in Memphis? Just looking at him first.
Yeah. Would you? All right. Yeah.
Oh, what?
One more.
Malfunction. Oh, God, what is happening?
It's time. I didn't agree with the situation when it happened. I still don't agree with it. You see the results of it now. What was the point of suspending your franchise player and actually thinking, it's going to be success moving from that situation? It's a bad situation. You brought in the wrong coach, obviously. That Euro stuff don't work here. I'm sorry to tell you that. The military style, my way or no way, it doesn't work.
He's very,
So this is on the organization, and I feel like Memphis fans should be just as mad as Maverick fans.
Everybody walk out.
Right? Yeah.
That is your power.
Go throw a kickback. Like this is crazy. It never made sense. I don't know why you put your star out in that way, shape, or form. When you do that, you're basically siding with the coach. So at this point, I've said it once, I say it again. It's time for Ja Morant to move on, and y'all can take this European coach or Euro-style coach and go see how much success you can find without Ja.
Okay, but we say things like, hey, let's move on from Ja Morant. It sounds so easy, but his stock value is probably at the lowest it's ever been. So how do you go about that?
Thanks to the Grizzlies.
But, thanks to the Grizzlies, and I also said it. Like, Ja can be unhappy, but let your team, let your agent and your management, let them fight that fight for you, and you stand tall and just go out and play the best basketball you can play. But, as a former player, I also understand his frustrations, and when you have an opportunity to get your point across nationwide and worldwide, you want to kind of take those opportunities. I felt like he did that, and I like the fact we haven't heard anything else about him. What I would like to see is for him to play better. Again, you got 29 other teams that's looking around, that's hearing and seeing the same things that we're seeing. They want to see if you're still going to compete at a high level, if we want to bring you in and we want to take this on. There's no question to what his talent is. At this point, his attitude is being challenged, and I don't even want to say his character. This is still a basketball-related issue that we're talking about. So I would like to see him go out there and put big numbers up on the board and try to wheel these guys into some wins. That's the Ja Morant that I've grown accustomed to being a fan of. I've seen him wheel them to wins that in some games that they weren't supposed to be in. I've seen him put them in situations that they weren't supposed to be successful, and they come out on top based on the level of talent that he possesses. And for that, because he's not playing at a high level, he's not enthusiastic about it, he's obviously not motivated to be there. We way past panicking at this point. You blow it up. You let Bane walk in the summer, Dylan Brooks 2 summers ago. You got a new coach. Ja's unhappy. It's time for a reset on all levels.
When you say blow it up, you're talking like Jaren Jackson too, like just everything start over, get rid of him and try to move. Really?
I agree.
Yeah, fire sale, because you don't want this to go from one of your stars to both of your stars, right? Like, and so unless you're gonna build around him, and shout out to G.G. Jackson, one of my favorite youngins. I hope for a scenario where he gets an opportunity to play at this point. I think he's talented enough to be in the rotation. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but listen, at 4-8, try everything, and especially try my young fella G.G. But definitely panicking in Memphis right now.
All right, per Brett Siegel, there are multiple players on the Grizzlies roster that at the moment or at the time were interested in Michael Malone or Mike Brown taking over, and then obviously they went a different direction. Didn't even interview any of the other options. So, look, we've got to hold people accountable. This front office situation's pretty bad. I know it's like a faceless front office, so you don't really ever get as much heat as the ones we get to see face forward, but come on, Boogie, like that, you didn't even interview other guys that the players said
I keep telling you, stop trusting in these experts. They're idiots. I keep saying it. I don't know how many more examples people need. And at the end of the day, the blame's going to go to the player. The organization, the people at the top, the people that surround us with the talent, the people that pick the coaches, they never get the blame for these bad situations. It's only the player. There is literally a lot of idiots in this business. These aren't people that go to school for this, study their whole life, go to law school, med school. These are people's friends. These are homeboys. Hey, man, you want a job? You want to be a GM this year? These are these jobs are picked. So for the casuals, this is another example.
And you know what? On the flip side, Boogie, I've been a pro long enough to know sometimes players check out because they are making an effort to get the coach fired. Yeah. So maybe if you clean up that part, and that is a genuine issue for all of the players and not just one or two, that your leadership ain't leading you, and you bring in somebody else that can motivate these guys to get back to the level of play that we've grown accustomed to seeing the Memphis Grizzlies, you might see better versions of these guys.
I think not interviewing two men that they voiced, to me, look, we've all been employees. There's nothing worse than when, as an employee, you just feel like completely unheard, unseen. Like, pay these guys a lot of money. You invest a lot of money. At the very least, why don't you take some of their thoughts into consideration? And
I'm the star player. I think I'll play great under this coach.
Yeah, at least interview him.
Nah, we're going to go this way.
With this guy.
And then when it doesn't work, we suspend the play. Like, come on.
That's what I was about to say.
It doesn't make sense. I want Mike Malone. No, I'm going to go get the EuroLeague
Or at least interview him. You know what? Humor us. Can you at least
This is your
that?
star player. This isn't the 15th guy on the bench. Your star player says, I want this coach. We're going to go this way and expect it to work.
It's a little weird.
It's nonsense.
It's a weird pitching contest. All right, here we go. Pelicans.